What's up, guys? Soccer World Fan TV here. We are back once again with the match reactions for the Arsenal versus Spurs game. We have the Don, the man, the myth, the legend, Dhruv here to talk about the game. Man, what a win for you guys! Tell me, when you saw those two teams in the beginning, the first, the two starting lineups, did you think you were actually able to get a result? I know it's the Emirates as well, but I think when you look at the both teams retrospectively, Spurs definitely had a stronger lineup.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, it is say that Arsenal have had the worst squad in the past few years. At the moment, they have the worst squad, and it was even shocking that Aubameyang was not starting. Neither was he played at all. So definitely, I was expecting a huge, I was expecting at least like a 1-0 or a 2-0 loss on our end because Kane, Son, Bale, who's on red hot form, all of them were starting and all of them were ready to attack. But the way they started out the game, the way they started pressing, really good. You could literally see Xhaka has stepped up his game quite a lot in terms of breaking attacks. Partey is, as usual, absolutely amazing. Odegaard, Smith Rowe, too good. So yeah, it was a bit of a shocker that they managed to, hold the possession against Mourinho, obviously, and they even went ahead and created many chances with Smith Rowe hitting the bar, Cedric hitting the bar. So it does show that Arteta is working on quite a lot of things, and we will see in a few years' time a big improvement from what he is at where he is at right now, because this is quite a huge improvement to compared to the start of the season.
For sure, for sure. And an interesting stat I want to put out for you, which you might find very comical. Kane in this game had only a total of 27 touches in total. Considering how, as well, do you think it's just down to your defense as a whole, or do you think it's also that Kane should be doing better, considering he usually does turn up in these big games?
Well, before the game, there was a 75% chance of him playing, right? So he might not be fully fit as yet, but I think it was very well contained. Like from what I watched in the game, like he was in too deep at times, or at times it was just out of position. Like he looked lost completely today, and I think like after Son's injury, he was completely done. Like I don't think without Son he would function. It just showed today.
I was gonna actually ask about that with Son, right? But however, you did see in the beginning of the game they were quite negative. They only really did get a goal from their one shot on target at the beginning, which was Lamella. I mean, say what you want. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a pretty big goal, but of course he made himself a villain
Yeah, it
at the end with the red
was a
card.
beautiful.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it was a beautiful goal. Honestly, that was amazing. Like that was a bit like that. Just shows like defensively too. We do need to improve just a tad bit. I mean, so far he's knocked down his defensive preferred, his defensive picks. I definitely think Cedric is a much better choice than Bellerin right now, as Bellerin's obviously defensively is good, attackingly not as much as before, whereas Cedric is both defensively and attackingly good. Tierney is like a legend, definitely. Like there's not Tierney doesn't you can't replace him at the moment. With the center backs, with his the why he picked David Luiz today makes more sense. With Spurs trying to hold back and tight, so this way David Luiz can throw the long balls in, and
then
Gabriel
of
play.
course Gabriel with the big defensive, you know,
Yeah,
clearance at the end.
yeah. So Gabriel, like I mean, hopefully next season when Saliba's back too, like I think like him and Gabriel are gonna be like 100% starting center backs for us.
For sure. Let's talk about some of the decisions. Obviously, for the penalty decision, I think most of us would say that it was a clear penalty. Do you see an argument against it? Because I think Jose Mourinho definitely did see it. He actually did say in his post match that Mike Oliver did get it wrong. Do you see like any way that it could be looked? differently.
Not really, because like it was a clear tackle where like Lacazette released the ball and then he like he went in through him, the Spurs player. So I honestly think it's a clear penalty decision. Like that wasn't any favored or any this decision in this process. Like it was a clear penalty.
Hmm. And of course, the Lamella's decision. I think that's pretty fair and everything. Do you think it was? I know it is a derby at the end of the day. You go into thing, but do you think it was just? It was not like there was no point to it per se. Like it's just rash on his end.
Yeah, I mean, I know Lamela is a Spurs player and he's very enthusiastic for the team. And he was doing what Xhaka usually does at Arsenal, pretty much,
Hmm.
when like with too much enthusiasm, like they just lose their temper at times.
Right, right, right. I can see what you're saying, and obviously, I think for both sides as well, they're both in a position where they're not doing particularly well, and I think any sides and everything. So I do want to ask as well, what do you think is the goal for Arsenal for the end of the season? I want to ask the same thing with for the Spurs side. What do you think the goal should be for Spurs before the end of the season? Before the season
Well,
ends.
definitely at the start of the season, Spurs look like title contenders. So I think the goal for them is a clear-cut goal where they should finish in a top four position, knowing that right now teams like Liverpool are falling. And okay, so United, City, and Leicester are going up, but I think they should be in the top four, top five to the least. With Arsenal, though, I think it's a big rebuild at this moment. Like at this stage, we should focus on the one competition that we're competing in, which is the Europa League, and see if we can get through the finals and get the win. Like Arsenal's goal should be at the end of the season is at least try to win the Europa League because like I mean they're knocked out of the FA Cup. I don't think Premier League they have a chance to do much because I feel like there's a lot of inconsistency when it comes to us in the Premier League. And he's still working around on that. He's still working on what to do. I mean, like with the error against Burnley, right? Like that was a win for us. That was a easy 3 points for us, but the error was made and we messed up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with Arsenal is more of finding a balance, getting the rebuild done, getting moving forward with everything. With Spurs, though, I think they were proper title contenders, but at this stage, like I think he needs to just build confidence back into his players and get them playing the way they did in the start of the season.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna let you off of this with. Do you have any final remarks you want to say? Anything you want to say to particularly certain people? Where I think a lot of people have been giving a lot of, like a part of my language, a lot of shit towards this game and whatnot. Considering Spurs have been in pretty hot form. You got any last remarks you want to say, man?
Well, all I'm gonna say is that definitely we're coming up, and hopefully we change things around. It's been quite a while since the days of like when Wenger first came. We commanded the Premier League, but after that, it's just been a downhill cycle ever. Like it would be nice for us to come back up, and hopefully we see Arteta do that, and hopefully the board supports him. Usually the board has some issues most of the time, so it's a work in progress. There's not much you can say right now. Just we don't go in the top like bottom 10. That's all I would ask for and all I
Damn,
wish that happened.
damn, a humble response at the end of the day. Fair enough, man. And first of all, thank you so much for giving your thoughts and opinions on the game, and obviously, when hopefully you do give yourself a little celebration as well. It's a big thing, and London's red tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
So, guys, if you do like his opinions on the about the game and whatnot, please give a like on the video. Please share this video, and of course, subscribe to the Soccer World channel, where we'll have more and more content related to this, and especially towards the beautiful game. And yeah, I hope to see you soon, man.
Yes, sir.
And as always, y'all take care and peace.